Hello, my sunrays. Welcome back. Sorry for not posting this weekend. I was not home this weekend, so I kind of couldn't record it. But anyway, this will be Izuku Shigaraki by Fangirl48, Chapter 21, Secrets and Email. Link is always down in the description. The art was made by me, even though I think there's art for this. I just don't know where it is. One more chapter to go. Oh, dang, there's only one more chapter after this. 21. But, link in the description if you enjoyed, comments, and kudos to the OG author. I did say OG. Toshinori hummed happily as he took another bite of chicken, savoring the taste. It wasn't much, but the slight flavor was a defined improvement from the bland hospital chicken he had lived off for the past 5 years. After they had returned from Nabu, Izuku had taken a closer look at the hospital meals Toshinori usually ate, giving the hero a scathing look. All it took was a few hours of mumbling to himself on the computer, a quick call to recovery girl, and a trip to the grocery store when Toshinori was in heaven. Then Toshinori was in heaven, eating food that he hadn't thought possible anymore. He smiled to himself. Smiling to himself, number one hero ate the last bit of food, having worked up quite an appetite patrolling today. I packed you a special dessert today. Izuku smiled as he held out a lunchbox. Plain yogurt all the time can get boring. Pulling out the container, he opened the lid. Toshinori felt his mouth water slightly at the fresh lemon. It had been so long since he had had fresh fruit like this that he didn't even notice the rising voice. Go in here, a female shrieked. You'll just have to wait. Remember who you're speaking to. A familiar voice had Toshinori choking on the fruit, and who exactly it was who hired you in the first place. The door slammed open slightly, and Sir Nidai stood there, gold eyes immediately zeroing in and pinning the blonde down with a fierce glare. Yagi, the man said, pushing his glasses up, light glinting off them dangerously. How nice to see you again. Mr. Yagi, the floor manager spoke, looking between the man. Please forgive me. Sir Nidai came looking for All Might. I told him that he was in a meeting, but... Toshinori sighed and placed the container lid back on his lemon. Due to his appearance, most of the staff looked at the blonde with pity. Though Toshinori was his own secretary, many whispered if it was okay for a sick man to be working. It had made eating in the canteen awkward, so he just ate at his desk most of the time. Thankfully, since Toshinori was just as skilled at paperwork as he was hearing, no one had tried to pressure him into leaving. But there was always someone with their eye on the title of All Might's personal secretary. It's all right, the blonde said, standing up and smiling kindly. We finished early. All Might just stepped out to get lunch. If Sir Nidai is willing, I can keep him company until he returns. Sir pulled his arm out of the woman's grasp. That'll be fine. Leave us. The woman looked at Toshinori with concern, but just gave her a thumbs up, and she sighed, closing the door behind her. Mirai. Toshinori began awkwardly gesturing to the couches. Nice to see you again. The former sidekick nodded and sat down, putting the briefcase on the table. "Don't get any wrong ideas. I'm here on business." Toshinori sighed deeply. He would have expected that as much as he watched the man pull files out. Some part of him always hoped that Mirai would call him first to talk about their breakup, as the media called it. Realistically, Toshinori knew he would have called first. Nothing was stopping him. It's just that talking to the Foresight user was super awkward and always brought up retirement and one for all. "I received an interesting text yesterday from Mirio," Sir began, reaching into his jacket, pulling at his phone. "It gave me great concern, so I started digging." Toshinori gulped as Mirai leaned backwards against the couch, hands coming to rest on his folded knees. This was the posture that made Sir Nidai famous amongst the police. It was exclusively used when he was interrogating someone. A few weeks ago, a boy brought into Musutafu police station by All Might. He had nowhere to go and no family that could be found. Yet for some reason he was placed in protective custody. Not too long after that, it seemed that All Might had visited UA. The student body gossiped about this for a while, since all the teachers apparently rushed to deal with the strange incident. Opening up the file, Toshinori saw the printout of himself shaking hands with a citizen of Nabu, just as Gran said. Toshinori had rushed out early on that last day and changed into his hero costume, making a public appearance. All Might visited the inn where they had stayed, the mayor's office, and train station, thinking everyone being so kind. Ryuku's new intern, Hanto, is friends with Mirio. Lately, she's been hunting down someone rumored to be Nezu's personal student. Now Mirai leaned forward, arms resting on his knees, as he stared at Toshinori from over his hands. "Yesterday, she found this person, and Mirio sent me a photo of them." Opening his phone, Toshinori nearly spat out blood when he saw Izuku sitting between the three. "I think I made new friends today," the boy said, smiling for the first time since they returned from Nabu. "Can you believe they've never heard of the Lord of the Rings? Kids today." "Tell me honestly, are you hiding All for One's secret love child?" Midnight raised her eyebrow, looking at the boy who held out a box for her. "I'm so sorry," Izuku bowed lowly. While all the other teachers watched curiously, "I was angry and it was wrong to lash out like that. You could have been seriously hurt." Taking the box, Nomori opened it carefully and was pleasantly surprised to see chocolate inside. Popping one of the treats into her mouth, she squealed in joy as the taste of dark chocolate and cherry hit her tongue. Exclaiming, the boy stared at her. The boy standing next to her. The woman licked her lips, wondering if he was just as cute a few years ago. Such a good boy. How does Midnight Force go? I don't know. Such a good boy, Midnight said, leaning forward and tipping Izuku's head up slightly so that he was looking at her. However, did you know my favorites? Normally, when people got this close to Murray, they were blushing, stammering, even fainting. But not Izuku. He just gave the familiar deadpan expression to the heroine. "Shota told me." Everyone froze for a moment, eyes going to the couch where a yellow sleeping bag lay snoring. Nomori coughed and quickly regained her composure, smiling coyly. You should still allow me to thank you, she purred, batting her eyelashes. How about a kiss? Or perhaps you'll take a rain check? Or I can pay you back when you're... Licking her lips, Nomori leaned forward and whispered, a little older. The other teachers rolled their eyes and waited for the fountain of blood that came from the green-haired boy. Instead, Izuku just looked confused. I'm confused. Are you trying to thank me or ask me out on a date? Izuku said, placing his hands on his chin. I've never been on a date before, and you're a beautiful lady, but I wouldn't want to get involved in critical robbing. A heavy silence fell over the room as the temperature around Nomori dropped a few degrees. Vlad King moved his seat closer to Snipe and watched for the anger of explosion. The last time someone had mentioned Midnight's age was 2 years ago. Some arrogant upcoming hero had came to take in a demonstration for the class. Even now, he screams of terror still wake up some of the teachers. Nomori gave a smile of pure ice. Are you saying I'm old? Huh? Izuku said, snapping back to reality and shaking his hands. Oh no, not at all. I'm saying that a young lady like yourself shouldn't waste her time dating an old man like me. A sudden strange sound sounded suspiciously like laughter as Ozawa unzipped his sleeping bag and got up. Alright, before midnight blows a gasket, the underground hero said, reaching to his personal mini fridge and grabbing a jelly pouch. Have you gotten any thought to the next school year? Well, as you said, looking nervous and glancing at Hound Dog for some reason. Nezzy suggested that I try applying for UA. Some of the teachers shivered, wondering what the principal was up to now. President Mike, however, just looked excited. The radio host quickly adopting the boy as soon as Shota had introduced them. Yo, that's such a great idea, Mike smiled brightly. So, what are you thinking? General, support, business, or maybe the hero course? Izuku looked down and started playing with the hem of his shirt. I'm not sure yet, honestly. I think there is someone I need to talk to before I make my decision. Ozawa hummed and nodded understanding. Izuku had a powerful quirk, and he could be perceived as villainous even if he used it entirely against another person. People were so obsessed with quirks now that Izuku sometimes he's someone like Izuku who could take and destroy them would no doubt be seen as a villain and at best, and a monster at worst. Not to mention that his eldest brother was the biggest villain around. All for One destroyed an entire criminal organization with a flick of his wrist when they threatened him. Diermo and the Metal Liberation Army still at the largest known to date. And if the media, for godforsaken the HPSC, ever found out Izuku's ties with All for One, not only would there be a good chance the boy would never become a hero, but he would be locked away, never to see the light of day again, under the guidance to protect the public. Hey, I know, Hisachi's voice broke Shota out from his dark thoughts. Why don't we try to send you this year's syllabus for the first years? Power Loader, you still got supports hidden away somewhere? Shouldn't take too long to find him, Majima said. Just give me your email, and I can send it to you as soon as I find it. Diving at Midnight's computer, Izuku pulled up a browser and quickly logged her out before typing broccoli_princess3. The woman said, broccoli_princess3? The woman said, reading the name out loud, looking up at Izuku's hair. How adorable. Holding his breath, Izuku quickly clicked enter, waiting for the screen to load. He shouldn't get his hopes up. Realistically, the account should have been deactivated centuries ago, but all the strength in Izuku's legs drained and collapsed onto the floor in disbelief. Rushing over, Shota looked at the screen, eyes wide when he saw the number of unread emails in the box. At least the latest one being dated a week ago from someone called cauliflower_king1. Looking over the teachers, Aizawa glared at as he held the shell shock boy. Someone needs to go get Nezu. Nomori. This thing is connected to a printer, right? Of course. Aizawa nodded. Good, because I have a feeling we're going to need a lot of stuff to print off. That was the end of chapter 21. Next is chapter 22. Conclusion of Act 1. Pre-ledge. This was 44,000 words? Over 22 chapters? I mean, not bad, but it didn't seem like 44,000 words. How long did it take me? Only 7 minutes. Jesus. This will take me a little bit longer. No, there's just a lot of notes. Yeah, no. Honestly, that won't take me very long. But my voice is, straining because I was strained my voice last night from singing. So, if you do enjoy this, tell me in the comments, and I will ask to do the second part of this. It's called Welcome to Your Hero Academia. It's just the second part of this about Izuku getting started with there's 27 chapters. So let me know, and I will see what I can do. As always, the link is down in the description. Comments and kudos if you enjoyed the original author. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're all having a good night or day, my sunrays, and I will see you all next time.